Hi everybody, we're here with the grocery haul again this week. It's a little bit small because I've been buying things in bulk, so I didn't need very much this week, but I am going to be doing a couple different things. So one is I'm going to be making some spice mixtures that I can add to things easily. These foods, especially grains and things like that, come without any spices, and so you want to be able to really know what you're putting into it. I don't want any spices with any silicone dioxide or funny things I've never heard of. So I want my own spices, and I want to be able to just take a teaspoon or a tablespoon of it and put it in a dish and not have to worry about what all is in that, and still have it be a very flavorful, tasty spice. I went ahead and bought a few extra spices so I can put those spice mixtures together, and I'll show you how I do that later in the week here. I also bought a few things because I'm going to be traveling. And the third thing that I was really focusing on this week is the value of nuts. So this is the grocery haul. So this is the portion of my grocery haul from Costco this week. And let's just start in the back here. These are organic sweet potato sticks. I tried them before. They're really delicious, but they are very different from eating sweet potato. They have been steamed. That's the only thing they did to prepare these, is they cut them and steamed them. And they're very, very good. They're very delicious, and they don't have any salt, anything else on them. It's a really nice thing to take with you on a trip. It comes packed inside. So a little package like this that I can put in my carry-on and take with me for a snack. It's really a nice idea that they have done here. I like this a lot. So I got a little of that. For the rest of my trip, I did buy, again, I started buying nuts again. They had a heart-healthy mixture of nuts, which was great, but they run out of it, which is very good. So I just told everybody to just, if they can't find it, make your own. So mix up your almonds. I have some walnuts already that I'm going to mix this with. If you see hazelnuts, if you see any pistachios, I found pistachios, but they were salted, and I want them without salt. We're thinking heart healthy, and that's going to be no salt added here. Just mix up your own nuts, and I'll be doing that and carrying some of that with me on my trip. The rest of this is not really for my trip so much as just at home. I bought my black beans again. I really like this. I know that they do have salt in them, and you can rinse the beans before you use them in your recipe if you like. It's not a high salt content in it, and so because it's sea salt, I probably will go ahead and use that in my cooking just the way it is. These black beans are so great for you. And the other thing that I love about this, and I've probably said this before, but it is the non-BPA can linings. And so that's really important when you're buying canned foods. If you can possibly find non-BPA or buy the same kind of food in a glass jar, that would be really helpful for you. I got a little bit of organic cinnamon sticks. I'm going to be making a little bit of cocoa because it's getting a little bit cold here. So I'll be using some unsweetened soy milk, Ghirardelli's chocolate powder, baking chocolate, because it's one of the cleanest that you can find. And then I'll be using a little bit of some cinnamon in it and maybe a little bit of sweetener. I did buy honey. I know that that tends to be very controversial. This, my husband always laughs when they say that it's organic here, since you can't really control the flowers that the bees use for their honey. You don't know which ones they're getting their nectar from, but it's raw and unfiltered. I use that to sweeten every once in a while. I buy this quite frequently. This is the salsa. Again, they say it's medium, and it's a hot salsa. I like things hot, but you can overdo it with the medium salsa here. So, you know, go light on it first, see what you think. I add it to these beans when I just want to make a quick bowl of something for lunch that's like a chili. I add it to the beans. I put a little bit of onion in it, and this salsa has a lot of seasonings in it, and every ingredient that I looked at on the back is very clean It's one of the reasons I really, really like that. So that's the Costco run. I also made it to my local health food store and I bought a few things in bulk. So then I zipped over to my local health food store where I can buy things in bulk and it's much less expensive. And I have most of my bulk grains right now, but I was out of buckwheat. Buckwheat is an interesting one. First of all, it is not a wheat, so if you have to eat gluten-free or you're avoiding wheat, this is a good one to use. It cooks in about 20 minutes, like a rice. I think 2 cups of water to 1 cup of buckwheat, just like you would any rice, and cook it until it's nice and soft, and add it to salads and soups and use it as a breakfast cereal, however you want to use it. It's delicious. I also was out of my rice, but I really love this one. This is a mixed rice, so it has wild rice and probably 6 other types of rice in here, including black rice and green rice and jasmine, etc. It has all different kinds. So, you know, lots of different nutrients in this mixture. And again, cook it a 2-to-1 mixture of water to grain. Because things like this cook a little bit longer, like 45 minutes for this, a lot of times you end up adding a little bit of water so it doesn't go dry. You want it to absorb all the water but not go dry. So add a little extra, another 1/2 cup of water, I think. I got a little bit of kale and cilantro. I use parsley and cilantro all the time in everything, which I never used to do. I never even knew how to use it. And now I love to put a little water in this glass jar, and we'll cut off the ends there and put it in water like it's a bouquet of flowers. And if anything, it lasts way longer in the refrigerator like this. I love doing that. And I have found that I can do it with kale also. Just cut off the stems on the bottom. And this is such a beautiful, rich color of kale. This deep green, such a lot of nutrients in that. And so many really, really good things for you in there. Just cut it off. If it doesn't fit in 1 jar, I put it in 2 and cover it with a little bit of plastic wrap. I use the bags that I bought it in from the grocery store. Just cover it and, you know, cinch them down at the bottom so it closes the bag a little. And keep them in your fridge that way, just like a bouquet of flowers, and they'll be ready for you when you're ready to put them into smoothies and soups. I needed a little bit of sugar, and I decided to go ahead and buy a tiny bit of this brown coconut sugar. And interestingly, I was thinking, wow, it must be really processed to be able to come out from a coconut and look like granulated brown sugar. The first thing to know is it isn't actually the coconut. It's the coconut nectar from the flowers of the coconut tree. And it's been dried, and then it just comes out in this granulated form. And I'll tell you, it has a very delicious flavor. Different from brown sugar, different from white sugar. Very, very delicious and interesting alternative. I bought some more chickpea flour because I use it a lot, and I'll be making some burritos this week. I don't know if I can fly with those, but they're nice to make with chickpea flour and water, and I believe it's xanthan or tapioca flour. It's one of those two, and it may be that either one will work for the recipe. I'll check, but those 3 ingredients make almost like a crepe and make a nice tortilla that you can turn into a burrito for anybody who's gluten-free, or even anybody who's not, who just wants to use a really healthy flour for a tortilla or a wrap. And because I'm going to be doing spice mixes this week, I got a few more from Bulk Foods. We're going to need a little bit of time because I was almost out. Same with parsley and same with basil. And then I'll be mixing those in. And then I'll be mixing those in with the spices from my spice drawer here to make our spice mixture. And here's the last of my grocery haul this week. This was a few things that I picked up from Walmart this week. Just starting on this side over here, a little bit of organic mushrooms, sugar snap peas, cucumbers, tomatoes, carrots last a long time, green beans. Larry loves green beans, and so even if we don't eat them before I go, he'll probably be able to eat those. And the baby carrots, they last a long time too. Garlic is something that keeps for a while. I'll be gone about 2 weeks. And the bananas will go really quickly. We both love bananas. I don't buy necessarily organic because we're taking the peel off, and I don't worry about that being organic quite as much. This is organic coconut chunks. I found this. It's a great fiber, and it's really just coconut. In fact, on the ingredients, it says organic coconut. So nice little package to take in with my carry-on if I want to do that. I got some zinc because it's one of the best things for helping you fight viruses. It just doesn't let the virus reproduce. The last 3 things I found, which I didn't know they had at Walmart, were a little bit of tofu, 2 different types, and tempeh. And this is all organic. This one is organic tempeh. This is a fermented product to give you a little bit of some good bacteria in your system if you know how to use it. And then these 2 organic tofus, same thing. If you're going to buy soy, I really recommend that it be organic soy rather than non-organic. I'm going to be learning how to use them, and I'll show you what I'm learning as I go along.